On my most recent travel trip, I ended up missing a flight and having to pay for a new one with no discount whatsoever. And I told the story in the previous video, but to summarize it, or in a previous video, to summarize it, I basically was going to Korea from Japan. I was in Japan, and from Kyoto Station to the Osaka or Kansai International Airport, there is something called the Haruka line. And I took that, and there ended up being a track fire or something like that. And so it delayed it by about an hour. And their policy, the airline's policy, the one that I was going to take, was that if you arrive an hour or after an hour before the plane takes off, basically, like, let's say the plane takes off at 12 and you arrive at 11:01, right? So you're arriving 59 minutes before the flight takes off. In my case, I arrived about 40 minutes before the flight takes off. You're not allowed to board because you just can't check in and anything like that, no matter what. So I explained, there's a delay on the train, a huge one, the rarest event that I've ever experienced in Japan. To be honest, like I've actually never experienced another train delay that was like that large. If anything, it's just by a few minutes. So it was a terrible experience. I talked about how it was the unluckiest day of my life. But once I got back to California, I decided, hey, you know, why not try to utilize my credit card's travel insurance type of claim thingy? I basically used the Chase Sapphire Preferred card, and they have a lot of travel benefits basically. So I was like, I wonder if they can cover this, right? So I went online and just looked up how to do it, and I did it. It was kind of annoying, the process, to be honest. It was like you had to have documents and proof of a lot of things, and I was like, I'm not sure if this is gonna work, but I'm just gonna use screenshots of, because like on the day I screenshotted like the my navigation, which is Apple Maps. I use Apple Maps as my main navigation as well as Google Maps. I kind of use them not equally, but in Japan I kind of use them equally. Here I just use Apple Maps. But what I did was I filed an insurance claim with the proof being the screenshot I took that day of the train being delayed, because I was like, okay, I might need this later. I just had the instinct that I might need it later. So that's what I did. And it showed the time that it was delayed, and it showed like how much it was, like how long it would have taken if it wasn't delayed and all that stuff. And I had proof of like when I boarded the train and the tickets and all that stuff as well. So thanks to that, I was able to submit those photos, and that was my proof. And I wasn't sure if that was right, because when I looked at the example documents, they were all like official written stuff, and I was like, okay, I don't have that. So, and I tried looking it up too. I was trying to look up like anything on the news to use as proof for that fire, but I couldn't find anything. So that's what I used, my screenshots, and then from there I waited, and they emailed me back saying that I was missing something. So I ended up, I think it was like the cancellation policy of the airline or something. So I just went online and took a screenshot of their website, which had the cancellation policy. But again, the example was like this official document or whatever. But I didn't do that, and I don't know why. I was kind of like, okay, I'm just gonna try this, but I'm not gonna put in that much effort into it, because I feel like, this is unlikely to succeed. But later in the week, or it took, I think, a full month before, or 3 weeks, I'd say 3 weeks, closer to 3 weeks before I I got the full results back in terms of whether the insurance claim was good or not. And it turns out they gave me a check through the mail, and they covered the flight that I missed, which again wasn't much. It was just around $130 for the flight. But having to miss that flight and then pay another $130 for a new flight is kind of a really, really bad stinging feeling. So I'm kind of happy that it actually went through, and I got the money back basically. So that's pretty cool. Like, thank you, Chase Sapphire Preferred card, and thank you past me for deciding to actually file that insurance claim. And I put it under, what did I put it under? Something about like things I couldn't control, like natural disaster type of incidents, because it was like a fire on the tracks or something. And again, I really did not try hard for this insurance claim. I basically just used screenshots and the typing part for explanations. I just was like, oh yeah, there was a big train delay, and that's it. So the fact that it worked, I'm very happy about it. And I guess if it's ever happened to you, and if you happen to have stuff that claims to protect you in these ways, like insurance through your credit card or whatever, like go for it. Like try it out and see what happens. And if they're asking for super official documents and stuff like that for you to upload, and like, oh, you have the choice of uploading like a photo, maybe try uploading the photo of the proof instead and seeing if that works. Basically, just try doing what I did, and maybe, I'm not saying that it's gonna work for sure, but maybe it'll work. It worked for me, so I wanted to basically follow up on that unluckiest day video and be like, I guess I guess this somewhat makes up for it just a little bit. At least I didn't spend, you know, extra money for no reason. Like, yeah. Okay, that's basically it. I just wanted to talk about that and how it feels good to be covered by an incident that I had no control over. Okay, that's it for this one. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.